What's up, guys? All right, so what I want to show you right now is some of the things that I look at when I'm buying and selling stocks. So as you guys can see on the screen, this is ticker symbol BITO, ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF. Just started trading on the stock exchange yesterday. So it's going through 2 full days of trading. As you guys can see, I have the 2-day, and just below here it says you can filter the charting through today. You see how it just shows today from October 20th when the stock market opened to when it closed. This looks like it's Eastern Standard Time. And then you can filter for 2 days. Because this stock just started trading it's only been trading for 2 days at this point, you're not going to be able to really see much on a 5-day. So as you guys can see, like I just want to give you guys some of the things that I look for when I'm buying and selling stocks, because you guys are elite millennials, and these are things that you should maybe want to consider when you're buying, whether it's your first stock or you're building out a portfolio, or you have a little bit of experience, but maybe you don't, maybe you didn't study finance, or you don't really have the ins and outs of what you should be looking for when buying certain securities. So for this one, like I said, BITO, this was a unique buy for me because it's the first ever ETF that tracks the price of Bitcoin. So really there wasn't too much critical thought that went into this purchase. I just knew that it was a good opportunity. It was first to market, and I typically like to bounce on first to market opportunities, and this was clearly that. So, but let's assume that I'm considering to purchase this. I have no idea the history of it, and I'm just strictly looking at the chart. The first thing that I do, and that you may want to consider doing, is looking for support and resistance levels. So I would start off by going to our tool here, pulling up some of our trend lines, and just marking. So support levels are where you see consistent bounces in price. So like it bottoms out here, it bottoms out there, bottoms out here, right? So what you want to do is you want to start marking these areas where the stock is bottoming out and bouncing off. As you can see, it bounced here, bounced there, bounced here, and then it was trading above that level for a while, and then it tested it again and it bounced there. So this is a clear and clean support line that I would draw in. Next, you want to look at some of your resistance levels as well. So obviously, if this is what support is, areas where it's bouncing, you're looking for areas where the stock is topping out. So up here, I would draw a resistance level here. And what this is basically telling us is that you can expect, not all the time, but on average, you can expect for a stock, once it gets around these resistance levels, you want to be looking to see how the stock reacts when it gets around these resistance levels, because that's going to tell you if there's a good buying opportunity that's about to present itself or not. So if it tests this resistance level and it falls through it, that could be a selling signal, and you may not want to buy into that just yet. But if it tests this resistance level and bounces off, if it tests this support level and bounces off like it did here, right? It tested again, and then it bounced. Right now we know that we have good support here, and you see it kind of shot up there and found some resistance here at the very top, and then it came back down again, tested the support once again, and then found support there as well and bounced again. So really you're looking to identify potential price points where the stock has the potentiality to bounce, and that could be a good signal that, hey, this stock could be going up. So I liked this ETF a lot because it's a cloud-based ETF, and I do think cloud is becoming more and more prevalent. Companies are adopting cloud technology, so I see this as a prolonged opportunity in the technology space, which is really what attracted me. This is definitely a long-term buy and hold for me. But initially when I come in, like I said, guys, I'm looking for support and resistance levels. So here we clearly have support, and this is back in March all the way up into mid-May, it looks like, but it's still a support level. So we got a bottom out here and a bottom out there, and we found support. So let's say, for example, that CLOU started trading around the $25 price point again. You see we got $25 price point here. I know after looking and marking up my support and resistance levels, I know that we possibly have support around, looks like 2490, right? So I know that around 2490 that we will probably see some support, and I'm going to be looking to see if it's going to find that support or if it's going to fall through. If it falls through, maybe that's an opportunity to short, but if it bounces, maybe that's an opportunity to go long. So what we see here back in March is that it came down, it hit this level, it bounced, right? So now this is potential support. It bounced, looks like it found some resistance at this price point here. It looks like about a little bit over $27. Came back down, didn't fully reach this previous low, came back down, built back up, started to see an upward trend develop here. Then it came back down, and what did it do? Once again, guys, it tested this previous low, and what did it do? It bounced, and then it took off. It took off, right? So really, this is sound support here. It bounced twice, and these are things that we're looking for. These are opportunities that we're looking for. So that's good support there. I'm also going to see and acknowledge this trend here, right? So after it bounced, it looks like we got a pretty decent upward trend, good upward momentum where we're identifying and finding new support and resistance levels, right? So now we're at a higher trading bound. I'm going to mark once again, take my trend lines. I'm going to mark some resistance up here. Looks like resistance is around this 31. What is this? Hover over the candlestick, it will tell you. Looks like resistance is around 3163. So that's the high that it looks like it hit today. I know that there's going to be resistance there, and maybe tomorrow it shoots right through there, but I know there's potential resistance there. Also, something that I love to do, so right now what we're looking at is a 1-year chart, and I typically like to go back a year, maybe year to date, maybe even 2 years, depending on if the stock is trading in a large price range. But as we see, we're looking at a 2-year chart here. This stock for the past 2 years, although it's had its bounces and its dips, has been in an upward trend. Look at that, just a complete upward trend. And these are things that I like to see, right? You like to see stocks that have overall been trending upward, because that could present some opportunity for further investment.